All right, good afternoon. Happy Friday to you out there. Time once again for catching up with Tommy Mac here on 1010XL's podcast platform in the 1010XL podcast studios. We are live on Facebook. We'll put it on the YouTube, the 1010XL Jaguar YouTube channel, and the regular channel. We're going to add that into the mix. You'll see it on Spotify, hear it on Spotify, iTunes, all over the place. And appreciate all the love and the support. Brought to you by Team Tommy Mac. Got my Azar sausage hat on. Yeah, they're in Winn-Dixie. They're in other grocery stores. Just ask for them. It's the best sausage you'll ever had. 4th generation, homegrown, down home, right here in Jacksonville. A lot of you hunters, you take your deer and whatever else you have them take care of for you and clean it up and get it ready. But they are absolutely fantastic. Whether in your favorite dish or in a bun, Azar sausage is the one. Go to TommyMac.net and check out all of Team Tommy Mac. All right, fresh off training camp practice number 3. They do have off tomorrow. Great crowd. It was a great crowd for sure. It was the season ticket holders, and it was jam-packed, no question about it. It was a good day. You know, it was a good day. Nothing's and not that this doesn't really mean anything, but there's no wow moments yet. You know what I mean? There's not been like well, Cephas had a good catch. They corrected me on Jaguars today just a little bit ago. He had a great catch from Mullins, like on the first day or second day or something like that. Maybe the first day. But there hasn't been, many wow plays where you're like, oh, wow, so exciting. Now, the backs have looked good. Bigsby, Tootin, and Etienne, all 3 of them. Listen, I'm looking. I want to see Allen, LeQuint Allen in pads. He looks a little thin, not frail, because I know he's a tough runner. I know he's a tough kid, and he's very physical. But I want to see that translate when the pads come on. But the backs, everyone took their turn today. Interesting on one of Etienne's, the play was over, but not for Jerry and Jones because he punched the ball out. But then Etienne took one. He would have had it to the house. They look good. Tank looked good. They're seeing the field. But again, there's no pads, so we can't get too carried away. The defense is going to dominate. I mean, linemen, it's going to look like they've got, you can't. The D linemen are going to win in the pass protection game right now without pads. They are. Because there's not going to be any grabbing and pulling. And, it's not like they're just letting you go by. I don't mean it like that, but it's nowhere like it'll be in pads. If they dominate in pads, well, then we're going to be concerned about the O-line. I am not concerned about the offensive line. I think we're going to have a very competitive camp. I tell you what, there's a different edge. And by the way, those big wow plays haven't happened because our defensive backs have been right on the hips of these wide receivers and making plays. Even McPherson, a 4th-year guy and a 5th-year guy, this is his 5th year out of Texas Tech, stride for stride with Brian Thomas Jr. down the middle. Yesterday, down the sideline, Brian Thomas Jr., both from Trevor. It was thrown out of bounds. It wasn't a good throw, but Tyson Campbell, right on coverage. Travis Hunter was playing defensive back. He came in after a little bit. Didn't really do much other than it was pretty funny. Tootin had broke one, and it looked like he tried to put on the Jets like he was going to go like up and, out and up. And here comes Travis, and Travis just kind of steered him. It was like, one of those, Yellowstone steering the cattle, like you're going this way. And they both started laughing. It was pretty funny, but you could see the tremendous speed from Travis Hunter and by Shul Tootin. I do have notes. Of course I have notes from yesterday and today. Caleb Ranshaw continues to make plays. They're not ready to there's no lock for the other safety position right now. There's not. Every day they've rotated the safety position next to Murray. Murray's been there pretty much since day one. The O-line is how you think it is. And, I guess I can't say who's doing what. I don't know what they don't want me to say. It's not that big of a deal. Go out to practice. You can see it. But there's still plenty of competition. I'll tell you what, keep your eye on Dennis Daly. I said that earlier, but keep your eye on Dennis Daly. He's a 6-year player out of South Carolina, and he's had about 37 starts. Big guy. Reminds me of Ben Coleman. 6'6", 326. Just a big offensive guard. We'll see what he can do. I've said this before. Jaquindon Jackson, the running back out of Arkansas. I want to see him in pads. He's 233 pounds, and he looks like he could be a bruise. Listen, he's not going to beat anybody out for a starting job or anything like that, but I want to see him. He's going to have I bet you he has a really good preseason. I bet you he does. Trevor's I was just going to say, he didn't hit, prior to today, he hadn't thrown a pick. He threw a bad pick today. I don't know what he saw. I have no idea. He threw it right to Chad Muma. Muma caught it. Muma, I don't know if he's got the best hands, but he caught it, took it to the house. Nobody really contested the run, I don't think. Tank kind of took off for a little bit. Look, whatever. They'll clean it up. I know nobody was happy about it. It just was like literally just throwing it right to him. Now, listen, it doesn't mean anything. Don't get all caught up in it. I don't really put too much weight into it yet. You got to wait and see. And even with practice, you got to wait till the games. You got to wait till preseason. You got to just see how they run. You know how I feel about preseason if you've been watching me for a long time and listening to me. I want to see how my first team looks. I do. The first game, second game, third game. How long I play them depends on the game, but I want to see them come out. And look, if they go down first series, boom, touchdown, I may not put them back out, other than the line, because I want the line to get work. You know what I mean? I want to see that. And I want to go into the season for the first time with Trevor that we feel, he stands in shotgun now. Before it was the right foot ahead of him, right? Now it's the left foot, right? And my inquisitive ass is out in my backyard around 5:30 this morning thinking about it. And I'm on I got this, we got this patio deck, and then there's a little, sidewalk thing, that goes out to the, wraps around, goes out to the front. And I'm like, so I start my right foot back, and I'm thinking, all right, I got to do a 5-yard out. Just go through the step, right? You got to step back, throw. Okay, now put your left foot forward. Catch it, throw. And I'm like, yeah, it's common sense. Why wouldn't you have been doing that from the beginning? And I know a lot of people be like, well, it's coaching. I'm like, okay, but what about high school, college? Not you know what I mean? It just seems kind of, anyway, it doesn't really matter because he switched it up and he is getting the ball out quick. And overall, he's had a fine camp. Look, they haven't connected deep yet. They haven't. They've connected a little bit in intermediary. They look good in red zone today. Look, Mullins had a bad day yesterday. He made up for it today. He made some really good throws in the red zone. Trevor made a few good throws. Again, it's all part of the thing. I'm not concerned about anything right now. They're healthy, which is good. I'm very, I'm very intrigued about the offensive line and how they're going to shake out. Let me just see my notes here. Mason's still out. Dennis Gardeck, I saw him working out. He's kind of a thick dude. They say he can really rush a passer off the edge. I'm looking forward to that. Buster Brown, that was yesterday. No clear starter, free safety, same today. They rotated today. I guess I'm not supposed to tell you who. You can probably figure it out or just go and you can see it. ETN looks good out of the backfield. Cephas has had Parker Washington yesterday. Really good days back-to-back. Parker made a catch today. Let's see, keeping it on offense. Yesterday in 7-on-7, Hunter had a nice dig route, which is an inside route. And I want to say Wingard was coming to, they're not tackling, but coming up on him. And, man, he turned on the jet. You're like, man, I don't know if he would have caught him. if you would have got him down. Obviously, it's not total full speed, but you saw the acceleration by Travis Hunter, and it is quite impressive. No question about that. Yeah, the DBs yesterday. So Trev went deep to Brian Thomas twice, one down the middle. Zachariah McPherson, he's out of Texas Tech, man. He was right on his hip, made a play on the ball. It was a good throw. Nothing wrong with the throw, but a great play by him. And then they went down the sideline. The sideline, Trevor threw it too far outside. He's got to bring it in. But great coverage by Tyson Campbell. Really good coverage. Devin Lloyd, I got him on notes today and yesterday and today. He continues to just show up. And I think he's going to show up big this year. I do. I hope he does. I've always liked Devin. I think you guys, I know some people like him and a lot of people give him a hard time. With the coverage, I've always given him a hard time because I don't think it's that difficult. And maybe it'll be better this year. He made a great play yesterday on the ball, knocked the guy down. There's been some physicality. I'm telling you what, I think when the pads come out, we're going to see a physical camp. Now, we can't videotape any of that. I mean, I think they can before they get into team stuff. But you can already tell they're getting a little chippy. They're very competitive. And I tell you, maybe it's just because there hasn't been there's been plenty of completed passes. I'm not saying that. They've completed their fair share. They've looked good at times. There's no doubt. But the DBs have contested a lot of balls. And that's fair to say. They have contested a lot of footballs or even intercepted them. Because, like Danico Slaughter, he has a pick to end the practice. That was on Mullins yesterday. Caleb Ranshaw, we interviewed him on Jaguar today. Nice kid, man. I think Wingard's going to be that safety net, and then no pun intended because they're playing safety. But I think if Caleb can continue to make plays, he's made plays back to back. Today he made another play. Yesterday he made a great play. And I think the day before he made a great play. If he can show that he's got it all down up here and just seeing the field and being that general and playing center field, he'll be the guy. Until then, I think it's going to be Wingard, but I don't really know. I tell you who I don't know if I don't, it doesn't matter to me who it is. As long as they play the position right. I'm not going to sit there like, oh, no. If they won the job, they won the job. And I'll trust that that's how they won the job. But I'm telling you right now, watching Antonio Johnson, if that guy could get it together, he is a perfectly built free safety. He's tall. He's physical. He can run. If he can get he had a pick. Was that yesterday or today? He had a nice pick. I wonder if I'm sure I wrote that down somewhere. He had a nice pick yesterday. He sure did. Yeah, he picked off Mullins right over the middle. Kind of that backside safety that, sometimes happens. Travis on defense today. He didn't play a ton at corner, a little bit. Number 27, nice PBU on 7-on-7. A nice throw from Trevor to Hunter Long to tight end for a touchdown. All 7-on-7 stuff. I think Cephas is going to push. Yeah, he's on my list, man. He's on my list. Lacey and Dehan, they're coming out there early. Yeah, listen, I'm going to look, regardless of what I think, I got to give this staff, the benefit of the doubt. I mean, why wouldn't I? If they have to see something in Hamilton. They have to. There's no way, right? They have to see something. And all these guys. Lacey's getting a good look. He looks bigger. He looks like he's put on weight. And he's going to have to against that run. So I think that's a good thing. But, overall, it's kind of, the defense is winning overall. They're making, again, against the run, you can't really tell. I do think a couple times Tootin has made these cuts, and he left his guy in the dust, and then took off. I mean, he can really, he can go. Etienne looked good. Etienne looked good out of the backfield catching passes. I think he could be really utilizing, those quick outs where if you time it right, you know what I mean? Right as he turns, there's the ball, and he's got a chance to turn it up and not go out of bounds. If it's thrown on time, he would never have to go out of bounds. Put it right there and let him turn up the field. I'm telling you what, even if it's in a crossing kind of thing, I think ETN could really be a weapon. Bigsby, he looks like he's out there early, man, and he's making plays. He looks good. You know, here's the reality. There's probably 25 teams in the league right now that think their team looks good. You know what I mean? They look fast, they look sharp, they look like we're gonna contend. And maybe so. I don't think 25 will, but you know, it's good that you feel that way. There's probably the other 7, they're like, yeah, you know, it's gonna be a you know, I saw where the Titans brass were interviewed, you know, what do you think about the Super Bowl? They're like, well, whoa, take it easy. You know, we're just trying to see if we can improve, you know, here one year, and then we'll go from there. But obviously, where we're from, we're all about the wins and the W's. But, yeah, camp's been pretty good. Unfortunate, looking around the NFL, unfortunate with Justin Fields, Artie Burns. Justin should be all right. Dislocated toe. I don't know. I've never had one of those. I've had that turf toe. That's a pain in the ass. And then you got to wear the steel shank. Oh, I hated that thing. You know, you just couldn't. You press off, and if this was your big toe, it's like right in your joint. Like you take a ice pick and go right in there and just crank on it. And oh man, you'd think it would relieve it, but I've never had that. So I'm glad to see. I didn't listen. I want to see what Justin Fields can do, man. I don't. No disrespect to Caleb Williams, and I hope he's fine too. Except when they play our team. But I was in the camp. You stick with Justin Fields and build around him. I'm all for it now, but I hope he can be healthy and give him a chance. He wants to prove that he can be the man. You know, he wants to prove that. So he's got a shot up in New York if he can stay healthy. Christian Wilkins, a ridiculously good defensive tackle for the Vegas Raiders. They have released him, and they are trying to keep a very significant portion of his guaranteed money. He signed a massive deal last year, one of the best defensive tackles in the game when he came from Miami. He hurt his foot, a Jones fracture. I know what I've had foot issue. I don't know what the Jones fracture is because I've had multiple injuries to my foot. I've never heard of the Jones injury. I know the Liz Frank is when it gets smushed from like if these were my toes, somebody lands. It just sounds awful, and and it breaks all the muscle. It's just a nasty injury, but that's not it. So I wonder what it is. But word is they wanted him to get another surgery, and he said no. And then I guess they released. I don't know. They had a picture of him in the gym. He wasn't working out, and he just kind of stretching, I think, but. We'll see how that works out. He's the guy that's known for doing the jewel grabbing. Isn't he in the pile? Isn't he that guy? I think he is. But he is a really good defense. Throw that to the side. He's a really good defensive tackle in the National Football League. Would you add him here? You know, if you could. I mean, look, Mason Smith is not out there. He's on the side. I hope he's back soon. I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to bag on anybody. They're doing it their way. You know, it's like parenting. You know what I mean? You may bag a little bit, you know, under your breath and that kind of stuff. But there's no book. You do it the best way you know how or best way you think, and you try your best. And you figure out. Same with coaching. It's like you have this philosophy. I hope it works. You know, you got to give it time to see if it works. You know, this culture, this way I'm going to run things, how I'm going to do it, all that kind of stuff. You know, you got to see how that goes. But at the same time, you know, look, you got to win, and you got to see it. But back to the undisclosed injury of Mason Smith, you're like, why can't you just say it? Like, what's the big deal? Unless there's a problem. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm baffled by it, but I'm not running it, so it's cool. I'm not, you know, I know nothing from the old Hogan's Heroes. I know nothing. So hopefully he gets out there. I hope Buster gets out there too. It sounded like McCary had some back spasms today. I heard that or read that. So hopefully he can come back and, you know, and do some damage because we need that O-line to be mean and nasty. I think it's going to be interesting. I really do. They're going to put the best 5 out there, and I don't know. I just don't, like, even with Hainsey, I know he knows the system. I know that. He looks athletic. I saw him pull. He does. He's athletic. He's a big guy, but it's not like he's like this big guy. You know what I mean? Like a center. I'm not, Whitell's not fair because he was 6'7". Wade was 6'5". Meester was big. He's not thick like Meester. Like Meester was built and strong. You could tell. But whatever. We'll see. I mean, we're going to find out, right? We're going to find out what kind of, center he is going to be. And the guard. I think Ezra's looked good. Wyatt, I think they're just waiting to see what he could do. And I think they're waiting for pads to really, put that pencil to pen as far as who's the depth chart. The depth chart's only in pencil right now, aside from certain positions that we all know. The rest are, they're in pen, but the ones they're still deciding on, they're in pencil right now. They've got a long way to go. Hey, I saw where the ESPN had the top 100 players. Josh Allen is 63, Brian Thomas Jr. at 61. I like to see the list, so I'm going to wait till the 100, but that's good. Good recognition. Good recognition. I just want to see more out of Josh. He's got a lot in there. I know he does, and I think it's going to help, when they get that defensive tackle position straightened out. I think he's going to have a big year. I think Trayvon's going to have a big year. I really do. I really do. I think this defense could be something. And I look, again, talking to Caleb Ranshaw earlier, you'll probably catch that on demand at 1010XL.com or on the 1010XL app. You should listen to it. It's pretty cool. Nice young man. Very confident, but cool. And, he's making plays. And they probably want him to start, you'd imagine. By the way, there's a cool story there because I didn't know this story till today, but he went to the Senior Bowl. And then they asked him to switch to safety at the Senior Bowl. And he said yes. Think if he never went to the Senior Bowl. You know what I mean? But he proved himself that week at the Senior Bowl as a safety. And that's what got, and then, of course, the 4.340, that's what got him drafted so high. So, I'm looking forward. Look, I think the biggest thing for him, although he played a little nickel at Tulane. He played outside his first 2 years, nickel inside the last 2 years. They call it the spear. And then you move back. So he should be able to see the field. As long as he gets the communication down, he gets everything down and how he's supposed to play and where he's supposed to be, I think you're going to see a number 27 out there quite a bit. Like I said, I think Cephas is making a push. Would you like a faster Parker Washington? And I like Parker. He's number 4 right now. I like Parker. And he's had some really good days. He's caught some balls in traffic. And again, look, when you're not in pads, yeah, the O-line, D-line, you can say something. But in coverage, the one-on-one, no, they're really physical still. And there's guys flying all around. And I'm telling you, you saw it today. Who hit who? There was a safety. Johnson had a nice hit today. Devin Lloyd had a nice hit yesterday. They're not in pads, but there was a good, the guy flopped on the ground and broke up the pass and that type of thing. So it's going to be physical. So when you're running routes and all that, one-on-one or even in the team drills, that's pretty full speed for the most part because those DBs got to show they can cover you, but Cephas has really stood out. Could he jump to number 4? I don't know. Panko made another couple plays today. He had a nice catch. It was out of bounds. It was a great catch. The throw was wide, but he still made a great catch. I'm just talking the lower half of that wide receiver room. What's it going to look like, once you get past the 3 or 4 that we know are going to be there. And those guys, look, if you're not on that, you have a shot at the practice squad, which is great. I mean, you've got so many openings with the practice squad, so you can get paid and still play and be a part of an NFL football team. Crazy news this past week with 3 iconic people from our, at least my upbringing. I know a lot of you same age, turning 55 next week. Malcolm Jamal Warner, from the Cosby Show. We all, I mean, a lot of us watched the Cosby before we found out about Bill and all his craziness, whether it's true or not. But we all watched it. I know I did. That was a fun show. I didn't know he was such a great R&B musician. That's pretty cool. But he goes out for a swim in Costa Rica and doesn't come back. So sad. On vacation with his wife and kid. Ozzy Osbourne dies. All day long yesterday. Well, not all day, but in my car, I jammed Ozzy. Man, so many. And I didn't really appreciate. Me and my brother Mike were talking about this earlier. I didn't really appreciate like Black Sabbath till I got older. Like I love listening to the tune War Pigs. I do. It gets me fired up. Iron Man, not that much, but I do like the War Pigs. But I really like when he's on solo, like Ultimate Sin. I love the duet he did with Lita Ford. I used to love that video. I used to love Lita Ford. Who didn't? Who didn't run home for the top 20 video countdown on MTV to watch Lita Ford at #1? You know you did. Yeah, that was a good one. But Ozzy was great, man. Just absolutely fantastic. And what he did at the end, they're raising $190 million for those hospitals and those children and people with Parkinson's. Are you kidding me? Just fantastic. So God rest his soul. It's funny. I was listening yesterday, and I was listening to him yesterday, and "See You on the Other Side" came on, and I was like, man, it's so fitting. Yeah, Oz will see you on the other side, man. And then Hulk Hogan dies. Thunderlips in the flesh, baby. The ultimate male versus the ultimate meatball. I love Thunderlips. Come on. When you were a kid and that came out in Rocky 2, first Mr. T scared you to death. And you were like, oh, who's the guy with the mohawk doing pull-ups with the ropes? Like, oh my gosh, he looks so mean and nasty. He's going to kill Rocky. Rocky don't stand no chance. And then he beat him up really bad. How's Rocky ever going to make it back? But even prior to that, Thunderlips. That was great. I watched the clip. My buddy sent it to me. I watched that whole clip again. It was unbelievable. 3 icons. Well, no matter how you feel about them, I know they're not all perfect. We all know that. But at the same time, man, they were a big part of growing up. It's wild. It's wild how deaths happen like that, in threes, and famous people, non-famous, even friends, family, it's just wild. But nonetheless, God bless them all and their families. And may they rest in peace with the good Lord. I sure hope that happens. Many of you asked, thank you so much for asking about my mom. She's doing better. She's going to have to go to Brooks Rehab for a little bit just to get her strength back, but she's doing better. So thanks for asking. Really appreciate that. Let's see. It's Friday, man. It's Friday. I hope you all have a great weekend. I don't know what we're doing yet. My girls, so I turned 55 on Wednesday. So that night, we're going to go to dinner, and then we're all going to Shania Twain, courtesy of our Jacksonville Jaguars. I want to thank Drayson Trosclair, Tim Bishko, and their team. They're absolutely fantastic. We can't wait. Well, they can't wait. I mean, yeah, it'll be fun. Come on, it's Shania Twain. It'll be fun. And my girls will be rocking. They'll all be in their cowboy hats and whatnot. And but this weekend, they want to do something. So may go celebrate in the corner or something this weekend, 55, my number with the Jags, so it should be a great year. And, God, this man, I swear, when you see these deaths, man, you just count your blessings, Just count them and live life to the fullest, because you just never know. You never know. I always say, and I haven't said in a while, but, hug the ones you love and tell them you love them every chance you get, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring, man. Even your friends, whoever, family, your own kid, whatever, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever. It doesn't matter, husband. It doesn't matter. Just say, man, I love you, thank you, or I love whatever. Just that it's just so important. So they never forget it, because, you get up in age, shit happens. Things happen. You don't even know they're happening. You can't get checked out all the time. You got to live your life to the best, to the fullest, man. Take care of yourself as best you can. You don't got to be super duper duper fit, but you should take care of yourself. You should get a little exercise in. If you got some excess stuff going on, it's okay. You can cut that, trim it out a little bit. You can still have it. But you know what my downfall is? It's white wine and cookies. During the week anyway, when I limit that, I feel much better. There's no doubt. I'm not saying that I'm staying away from them this weekend, but, Monday's a new week to start it all up. But I'll do my best. Thanks, Dale. I appreciate it. Sonny, good to see you. All y'all, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Hey, Friday, August 8th. So what's that? That's next week. 2 weeks from today. Yeah, we'll be at Culhane's in Atlantic Beach. The Dad Bods will rock you big time, and we look forward to it at Culhane's Irish Pub in Atlantic Beach on August 8th, a Friday night. All right, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to take a little time out, get something to eat, and I may grab a beer. I don't know. We'll see. And don't tell nobody, though, all right? And I'll be back for Helmets and Heels. Check us out, 92.5 FM. AM 1010 on your radio dial, 92.5 FM.com for those of you that aren't in our airwaves, area. Or go on the app. The app is absolutely fantastic. You can catch it, the live shows, the on demand, the podcast. You can catch it all on the 1010 XL app. I want to thank Team Tommy Mac. Please check out TommyMac.net for all my great team. They're all fantastic. I'm going to rip through them because they damn well deserve it. They're absolutely great. Carpet Man Flooring, more than just a LVP. Carpet Man, he's got all the flooring, all the kind you need at the highest quality at the lowest prices. Check him out at carpetman.biz. Chris Lucero's bail bonds, you get thrown in the clink. He gets you out in a blink. It's true, because I've seen it firsthand, 24/7, ready for you. He's got all the relationships to get you out of jail. Don't get in trouble. Well, if you do, call Chris Lucero's bail bonds, 904-822-2245. Morgan & Morgan, I'm proud to have them on board. They are the largest personal injury law firm in the land. My friend Jason Miller and company, they do a fantastic job. And I'll tell you what, they can handle your case because they have the resources and the people and the know-how. Pound Law. That's all, folks, for the people. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. You hear them on the airwaves now. Well, they are absolutely fantastic. Veteran-owned and operated, and they will come and take care of whatever you need. You got junk, whatever, old furniture. You need a clean-out. You apartment, managers. You need a turnout, turnaround. You got to move the furniture, whatever it may be. They'll take what they can and refurbish and give it to veteran families in need. They also handle construction debris. So you roofers, you construction guys, make sure you keep in mind, J-Dog, Junk Removal and Hauling, JDog.com. I mentioned Azar Sausage already. I tell you what, the hot's the best. In my opinion, I like the andouille too. Get them at Winn-Dixie and your other grocery stores. Code Ninjas, codeninjas.com, home of a tech program that your kids are going to absolutely love. And as they get through the years and the different phases of it, at the end, they're going to be able to create and build their own video game. It's absolutely incredible. They'll learn all about technology, and they'll also have a good time doing it. All at Code Ninjas, 5 now. Great locations in Northeast Florida. CodeNinjas.com. Coconut Joe's hot sauces. The hot sauce that's on our table, it's absolutely incredible. Family Tradition Specialty Foods.com, or go to my Facebook page, scroll down, you'll see the QR code for Coconut Joe's. I love the sriracha, the pineapple ghost, but all 4 flavors are absolutely great. Scovie Award winner, they do a great job. They're absolutely great. They're on our table. They should be on yours. Check out Coconut Joe's. Hot Sauces, Freedom Finance, home of Courtney Myers, the fractional CFO. What does that mean? Man, I need help with my finances. I need help with growing my company, with forecasts, with raising funds. He does it all. I've sent many people to Courtney Myers. Him and his team they're class acts, and they do it right every single time. You're a small business, you're an early stage, you want to get to that next level, whatever it may be. Hire Courtney Myers, or consider hiring Courtney Myers at Freedom Finance, 904-752-0097. 0097, Ronaldo Win. Help you remember that number. Newmark Phoenix Realty Group, the #1 commercial real estate firm in the land, all around here and beyond. And I'm talking everything commercial. How do I know? Because I used to work for them years ago, 20 years ago, almost 25 years ago. I used to be an industrial broker with Phoenix Realty. Well, now they're Newmark Phoenix Realty, and they're still the same people, and they're still the same people with the same integrity that they had back then. They do what they say they're going to do, and they get it done the right way. They have some of the top brokers in the game at Newmark Phoenix Realty Group, 904-399-5222. Saltaire Inn and Suites. Visit saltaire.com. Sent many people to the boutique hotel in Atlantic Beach, 4 blocks from the ocean, 2 blocks from the action. Concierge service and fantastic rooms with a cool pool right in the middle. I got a new one to announce next week in the roofing industry. I'll announce that next week. I want to thank 1010XL. And, of course, check it all out. My content and Team Tommy Mac, all their logos are there. Their websites are embedded, all at TommyMac.net. All right, you have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Take care of one another. Be safe. Stay cool, and be safe. We'll see you next time right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Peace and love, everybody. Thank you. Hey, Tom McManus here with the Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast on the 1010XL podcast platform. Catch it on the 1010XL app. Catch it on 1010XL.com. You can also catch it on the 1010XL Jaguars channel on YouTube. Hey, man, it's always straight from the heart, straight from the gut, all ball, all Jags, all NFL coming your way each and every week, twice a week on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. We'll see you there.